Productivity for me is about mind state. Sometimes the mind state is good in your own environment. Sometimes you need to change that up. Just like a writer would have to travel somewhere to, do a novel. So for me, it changes, but I think it's best to be in a situation where you're comfortable. There's routines and there's familiarity, whether it's restaurants, coffee shops, anything like that. My idea for higher education, I think it's necessary. I don't think it's structured properly right now because there's too much time spent studying things that aren't quite relevant to what you want to do. And as much as they might say, learning European history is going to help you become a better person, whatever. If you want to learn about that, read a book. It's just as effective. Well, first acknowledging that they happen all of the time. There's so many things outside of your control that you're not going to be able to fix right away, that aren't going to be fixed in a week, in a day, whatever. But as entrepreneurs, it's our job to wake up the next day, to stay up at night, and to just keep going and control as much as we can. You have to take things as they happen and keep moving forward. As long as you do that, you're going to make it, because you'll see dark days, but the brighter ones are happening the next week. The way I like to define this is a business excels at the status quo. So kind of what is accepted as normal, a business does that very well. But a startup changes that market at scale. So startups can be anything. They can be an idea, they can change it, an entire industry, but the big thing is they do that at scale. It is not about this market, it is not about that market, it's about, really having a global impact. The message, find a mentor, find someone that's done it before. What I like to tell people, and this doesn't have to deal with products, it can be any type of business, very early on, you're gonna need to get traction. So you can have the greatest thing in the world, but you might not be able to sell it because you don't know marketing, you don't know all these things. And you have to ask yourself, what am I willing to give up in order to push the needle forward? What does that look like? And of course, you can look at things like equity, you can look at things like investment, things that I try and avoid, but know that going at it alone, while it sounds sexy, it sounds fancy, it is not always the best option, especially if you're a first-time entrepreneur. Get the help, build a network, and you will be infinitely more successful than being alone.